So, what is data privacy and why is it important to you and your business? In today's video, I'm going to be sharing about data privacy and how it will actually impact your business going forward, especially as you start building a brand online. Hi everyone, it's Leanne Cohen's here, Digital Success Catalyst and owner of Marketing Leap. And whether you like it or not, data privacy and security are essential in this online space. There's a couple of reasons that I'm actually talking about this today. Firstly, I've actually seen a number of friends' accounts being cloned. There's somebody that I follow online through YouTube and through Instagram. She's actually had her account cloned, and this person has actually been reaching out to her followers, and she has a fairly large following, actually asking them for money. It's on the spiritual side, so she's reaching out and saying, I've been led to do XYZ and it's going to cost you this much. So, which is obviously impacting her brand. With Data Privacy Day coming up this week, I thought this was a really good time to talk about your data online and how you actually protect and secure your information, especially now the fact that everything that we do is online. And your data is really such an important asset when it comes to your business. But for your business to actually safely and be successful online, you need to, number one, have access to a certain amount of data and have data from your clients. So when it comes to data security, you really do need to have some safeguards in place to make sure that that information that you're collecting is safe and it is under a tight lock and key. So what is data privacy? Data privacy is the policies and the processes that actually dictate how your business collects and shares and uses data. Now, if you have a website, everybody has, well, you should have a privacy policy page on your website, and you should also have terms and conditions, which actually talk about what you do with the information, like if people sign up for something, how you actually share their information or whether you do or you don't. And tip, you shouldn't be. They're two of the main things when it comes to the online space on your website. Now, there is so much more that we're doing on social media now. And as I keep continually pointing out, you do not own social media platforms. So the information that you put out there and the information that you get from your clients, you have to be really, really careful with what you do with it. Why this is important to your business? Well, firstly, data privacy matters to the people that are following you and to your target audience. Everything that we're doing, we're increasingly sharing our lives online and information online, whether it's researching, purchasing, shopping, social media, and opting into newsletter campaigns and different email campaigns. And, one of the main reasons that Apple brought out its iOS change, apart from sticking it to Facebook and Google, was to try and protect the people that were actually using their particular product. Now, that was a great boost to their brand because the feeling that they gave to their followers who use Apple products was that their information is being protected. Again, you get locked into a lot more things that Apple can charge you for. But they were also doing a major blow to their two main competitors, which was Facebook and Google. For them to make these policy changes, and they did ads on TV and they promoted it everywhere. And if you do Facebook advertising, there would have been a lot of changes that you had to make on the back end to your account to make sure that you could still track and get the information that you needed to make sure that your ads were working. That was a really big coup for them. But it also led to that feeling of trust and security for people that use Apple products. Because the biggest thing with consumers is actually being concerned about what's happening to their personal information without their permission. Like I said, having a privacy policy, having a terms and conditions page on your website is essential. You should actually have, and if you're using WordPress, there's a plugin that you can use where people visit your site and there's a little pop-up letting them know that you are tracking cookies. Now, cookies is essentially just a little piece of code that sits on their computer. For a lot of people, it makes it a lot easier because they're not having to reload websites that they visit on a regular basis. But this is where Google gets a lot of the information from to allow people like me to advertise to the end user. So having a pop-up letting people know that you are actually tracking cookies is again essential. And if you are based in Europe, it is actually law. It's not law here in Australia, but it is really good practice to follow. The second thing is as I said with Apple and the brand value that it got from changing its policies, is that data privacy is important to your brand because it's all about building trust and it's all about being seen as a trustworthy brand. Aside from just acknowledging that you have these data privacy policies on your terms and conditions and your policy pages on your website, it should also apply to your daily interactions on social media, because impacting and not protecting your end users' privacy is actually going to affect your brand. Because if you have that security and that trust, you are gaining more customers, you're building that sense of trustworthiness that actually helps increase revenue. On the flip side, Facebook is rolling out a whole lot of different measures, and apart from helping content creators monetize, one of them, and I've had a couple of clients who have businesses that have had this option, is having the ability to start emailing their followers. It's finding a way of making sure that the information that you get on your Facebook page is actually being secured. In my group, Digital Success with Style, to join the group, there are 3 questions that you have to ask. And one of them is actually giving me your email address so that I can send you the terms and conditions of the page, what's expected, but also it also says that I add you to my mailing list so that you get weekly emails with a lot of valuable information about helping you grow your business. Now, again, letting people know that their personal information is safe is so important. So, having policies and procedures around how you look after your followers' private information is essential. And then the third thing is that, data privacy is actually vital when it comes to business growth, because safeguarding customer privacy is more than just a protective measure. It's a strategic opportunity for your brand to grow and for potential business opportunities, especially when it comes to startups and entrepreneurs, as well as the larger companies, because it boils down to trust. You have an opportunity to start building this feeling that you are looking after their privacy and that you are instilling trust. That is something else to keep in mind. Now, when it comes to, your social media, the way that you show up in social media, it is really difficult to control your privacy. One of the things that you really do need to do is become familiar with each of the different sites functionalities that you're on, and making sure that your privacy is set to the highest level. Making sure that if you are working in Business Suite, that you have your brand security set up and you are linked to a domain. And there's a particular way of doing this. I was going to actually have a page open, but I can go through and show you how to actually set up a Business Suite in a different video. But also making sure that all of your information is in there, because then that is actually showing Facebook that you are a legitimate business. And having your Business Suite verified is really, really important. Be very, very careful about the apps that you are actually logging into. Now, there's a lot of different ones that are going around where you click and it'll tell you, who your spirit animal is, or, who you look like, or who you would have been in a previous life. All of these funny, silly apps. Be very, very careful that when you do log into them, that you are actually selecting your privacy and security information on there. Don't just blindly click through. There is an option to check what you are sharing with them. And please make sure that you do that, because there has been reported quite a few times of different Facebook apps actually either selling or leaking that private information of the people that are using them to advertising and internet tracking companies. And this is all stuff that is done behind the scenes and you don't have a clue. Make sure that when you are on a social media platform that you do understand how it works. Make sure that you don't have sensitive information on there. Turn off your location settings. When I run my All Things Google workshops, I actually show people how easy it is to track somebody's movements by simply logging into their Google account, because you are literally being tracked with everything that you do. And especially now with the changes that are coming and with everything that we're doing online, There's a lot of companies out there that you find, when you're in Coles, they'll start tracking what aisle you're in and telling you, what's available and what you can buy. These things are changing all the time. So making sure that you actually have an understanding of what information is being saved and is being logged is really, really important. Make sure that you choose a strong, secure password and that you do change it regularly. Use different passwords on all your different social media accounts. If you do have to log into a public computer or into a friend's phone or something like that, change the password immediately afterwards. And the same with having to log into public wireless connections. Most people hotspot on their phone, so it's a lot more secure. And then, when it comes to clicking on social media links, be very, very careful. And again, when it comes to cloning, there's a lot of people that you'll see will put out there and say, oh, I've just been hacked, where in fact their account has just been cloned. And there's a very easy way, both on Instagram and on Facebook, for you to actually report the account. And, if there's a chance that your account or somebody that you follow or someone that their account has been cloned, you can actually report it and then let everybody else know, because the more people that report it as a cloned account, that's a fake account or a spam account, the greater the chances of it being shut down and the less damage they can do to your business and to your brand. So I hope that has been of some benefit to you today. Like I said, with it being Data Privacy Day later in the week, this is really, really important, and making sure that as a business you are keeping that trust and that security in place for your target audience to make sure that your brand isn't being damaged and that it doesn't impact on your business growth. So if you have any questions around this, please comment below and I will jump on and answer. But if you're not sure of how any of this works or how the online space works, or how do we even just set things up properly so that you are secure and that your followers, their information is being safe and secure, then reach out. I'll put the links below to connect with me, and we can have a chat and just see how you can improve how you show up online. For the month of January, we've only got one more week left, believe it or not. I think this year's probably going to go faster than the last couple, but I still have my marketing audits on special for the month of January. Now, normally they are $1,497 because of the amount of work that goes into them. But for the month of January, I'm actually offering them for $497. So having a marketing audit in place that actually tells you where the gaps are in your online presence, giving you some ideas of what to do to fix it. If that's something that you're interested in, I'll put the link below, or you can just comment or direct message me and we can set something up. In the meantime, I hope that has been of some value to you today. Have an amazing week, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.